Hello, my friends. It is Megan Elizabeth from AboveRubyStudio.com, and I am super excited to come with you today. I am actually sitting outside on my deck enjoying the overcast, cloudy, a little bit humid and muggy weather, but it's actually kind of nice. It's raining right now, and it feels really good to just be out here. It's been so hot, and there's something so peaceful and calm about the rain to me that before I jumped on some other coaching calls today, hey Tammy, I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you and praying for you. That I just thought like this would be a great place to just come out and say hello and go live and talk about excuses and results and the difference in what it is that you're telling yourself. I posted a video from Erica the other day in our, hey Courtney, in our Life Above Rubies group, in a She Works group, in our She Works club. And it talked about her mom, Danny Johnson, how she always talks about the difference between excuses are nothing more than well-planned lies. And that is something that I had heard from the time I was 13, 14, 15 years old, actually. I worked for a construction company, and that was something that when I was working there, that was kind of instilled in me and ingrained in me way back then. And I love how Danny really hits home and hard on you can either have excuses or you can have results. And how excuses are really nothing more than the well-planned lies that we tell ourselves. So how do you know the difference between an excuse and a real thing that is happening in your life, a real limitation, a real problem or a situation? Because it's not, life is not, in business, is not about like coming out and pretending that there are no issues, there are no problems, there are no things, like it's just positive thinking, and it'll all be good. It is true, you do have to shift the way you think. It is completely 100% true that the power of life and death are in the tongue. And it is 100% true that when you are holding on to negative beliefs, false beliefs, excuses, victimhood mentality, all those different things, you're not going to see the results and success that you want to be seeing in your life. So a very big indicator that I have learned recently about whether or not I'm making an excuse or I'm having to work through other like life situations or life circumstances is, am I seeing the results that I want to be seeing in my life? If I'm not seeing the results I want to be seeing in my life, chances are I am making an excuse somewhere. Now, that excuse doesn't change what might actually be going on. For example, when I was going through things with my pregnancy with Graydon, I was supposed to be on bed rest. I had really high blood pressure. I wasn't supposed to eat certain things. I wasn't supposed to do certain things. I wasn't supposed to go up and down the steps. I was on a very strict bed rest. So I could use that as an excuse to say, well, I can't do this. Like I can't, I can lie to myself and make it this whole big thing that I can't do this. Or I could shift my perspective, shift the way to go about doing things. Maybe I couldn't sit at my craft room table and craft and do videos the way I had most desired or thought I had to do it. But I learned that in that time, I could still sit on my phone or sit with my computer and still be achieving work results that I wanted to be seeing in my life. I had to learn to shift my focus into, hey, the situation has changed. This sucks. I cannot physically do some of the things that I want to be able to do. Now, I can use that as an excuse and say, okay, well, I guess I just can't do it. Like, I'm on bed rest. I can't do it. Or I can say, okay, I'm on bed rest. I need to take care of myself. I need to take care of my body. Okay, what can I actually do instead of just going into my own brain victim mentality, spewing out, these are the excuses. This is why I can't succeed. This is why my life is never going to change. This is why I can't grow my business. This is why this is happening. Versus saying, okay, I may need to shift and reassess the way I am doing things. So you can make an excuse for the situations that are actually going on in your life. You can make an excuse for the troubles that you're actually experiencing, but it doesn't mean they're not actually happening, if that makes sense. And if you're like seeing me and resonating with me and you know what I'm talking about, give a little heart, give a little thumbs up, give a little whatever, give your feedback here. If you've experienced, and there's Grady. If you've experienced, I just decided to like pop on live and like talk about this today with you guys. If you have not and are not experiencing the results that you want to see, you have to weigh your ego with your results, your excuses with your results. So let's just say you do have like a physical condition that like really feels like it's holding you back. Okay, so maybe you can't do all of the things that you would normally be doing if you did not have that physical condition. But what are other ways that you can work towards that goal? What are other ways that you can intentionally move? What are other ways that you can intentionally breathe? What are other ways that you can meditate? What are other ways that you can move and bend your body that may be different than what you're used to normally doing, but are outside that box to say, hey, it's moving me closer to that result. It's not just sitting here going, oh, I can't do this now. It's the same thing. So what I just want you to really be thinking about as you're going forward and as you're going, hey, Suzanne, is this an excuse or is this a real condition in my life? I know when I went through, 9 months of living at my parents' house and not having my studio, not having my craft supplies, I could not physically be sitting there crafting and doing the things that I was doing. I want it to be just done. And it was a time and a season where you have to realize and assess like, hey, okay, this isn't actually going to work. Now, does that mean I can never be successful? I can never craft again? I can never do these things? No, but you can get caught up in it and go, oh, I'm never going to be successful again. I'm so burnt out. I'm so frustrated. I can't do this. I'm so discouraged. Or you can say, all right, so what are the workarounds? What are ways to think like a 2%er? Because 98% just sit in, well, this is how it is. Hey, Katina, I'm so glad you popped on. I hope painting's going well for you today. You can really just sit with those excuses. So even though your body may need time to rest, you may need time to recover, you may be going through a season and a time and a change that is outside of your actual personal control and, circumstances and situations, that life is going to throw those things at you. You are never going to, no matter what level of success you hit, life is not going to stop happening. And I know so many times you get caught up in a mindset that says like, oh, if only this happens, then I'll be happy. If only that happens, then I can be happy. If only I had, $800,000 coming in, then I could do what my business needed to be successful. If only I had this. No, the truth of the matter is, you guys, the truth of the matter is that is an excuse. The truth of the matter is you need to be diligently doing the work and thinking outside the box differently. We've all been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. I'm not coming at you like I have completely arrived. The truth is you develop and you go through these things at different phases and stages of life. And you learn the lesson a little bit differently. And until you deal with it and you continue to grow in it and you sit with it and you resonate with it, because a lot of times what ends up happening is there's a fear blocking you too. I know there's a big situation Katina and I were talking about last night, and I was going through with my coach of just going, I'm afraid of dealing with this particular thing. I'm afraid of the results of if I take action in this very personal area of my life, and has nothing to do with business, it was a personal area, that if I take action in this, like, I'm afraid of what's going to happen. And it was like a big releasing moment for me, because I finally just out loud admitted, hey, I'm actually afraid of this. I shouldn't be afraid of this. I know God's in control. There's really nothing to be afraid of. I may need somebody to go with me and work with me and go with me to deal with this and to do this, but there's truly nothing to be afraid of. It needs to be addressed and dealt with. And I could make all the excuses in the world for why I hadn't dealt with it or how not to deal with it or 1,010 other things. But the truth is, if I wanted anything to change in it, if I wanted to see a different result happen, I needed to stop making that excuse out of fear. So truly, actually, completely, if you're wondering, am I making an excuse or is this really a situation? You need to be asking yourself, am I seeing the results in my life that I want to be seeing? Yes or no? If you are not seeing the results that you want to be seeing, chances are there's some work that needs to be done. There's an excuse that you're making. and you need to come out of it. And it's hard work, you guys. It is hard work. I hate the word hustle. I'm not all about the, like, you're never doing enough and you just have to hustle harder and do more and do more. But the truth of the matter is that there is hard work that needs to be done. And there's now a wasp in my house because Grady has the door wide open. Yay. Hi, Lisa. So if you are experiencing any of that in any way, shape, or form, I want to encourage you, like, it is okay, and you can pull out of it. And you don't have to be like hard on yourself, punishing yourself, oh, I'm making all these excuses. But to really know, hey, am I seeing the results I want or not? Where am I making the excuses? How can I shift things differently to see a different result? I may not be able to do this, but how can I do that? And a lot of times, you know, it's those false beliefs that we sit with a lot that we go, oh, well, you know, if only I had this, or if only I had that, or I'm really not good at this, or I'm really not good at that. Sometimes we do need to raise up our skill set. We need to raise up what it is that we're doing. We need to really assess what it is that we're working on and take true consistent action and keep going forward. And too often it's easy to kind of revert back into old habits and old behaviors and old patterns, and we don't see the results that we're after because we're not willing to put in the work. And I actually heard somebody express it this way the other day, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they are so completely right. Is this out? I want you to see the results. And I heard her explain it this way the other day, and I was just like, this is so true. You know, I don't know how many of you moms out there have had natural birth, have given natural birth. If you've given birth even with drugs, it can be a interesting experience. I've had 3 children, and 2 of them I had naturally. I had one by cesarean, out of an emergency cesarean. And I remember, you know, you go through the 9 months of pregnancy, and some people have a joyous time with pregnancy and they love being pregnant and they never experience morning sickness, and it's a wonderful, wonderful experience. Some people like me have blood pressure issues. They have all kinds of, I've had many, many miscarriages. So I've gotten put on bed rest early on. I had all kinds of different issues that have happened with pregnancy. I hated being pregnant. I was in pain most of the pregnancy, felt like a whiner, was on bed rest a lot, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And then it came time for that 9 months up to having a baby, that then you actually are in labor. You are in full-on labor. And this is for a time and a season. It's not going to last forever. But I was in 72-hour-long labor with my one son, which was crazy. And I remember just that absolute agony and pain going, I can't do this anymore. I can't. And they're going, you have to push. You have to push. It's hard work. You have to push. You can't give up, right? You can't stop pushing or that baby's not going to come out. Like they're going to have to do something, but you know, you can give up or you can have a baby. And she was talking about how we can make those excuses all the time in our business, and how you can have that, or you have to push, you have to keep going to have that baby. And once you do, even if you're experiencing pain in that after effects, there is that most precious moment of complete and utter joy. But there was hard work leading up to it. There was a season and a time leading up to it. There were things that were growing and preparing and everything leading up to it. And if you think about your business and your goals as your baby that you are in labor with, that you are in the growing gestation period of, and if you come to that, almost that breakthrough moment of like, here it is, it's right there. You can either push really hard to see the result and to see the change and to see that bundle of joy and love and bliss on the other side, or you can stop and give up. And then what? I mean, and with the baby, you can't literally completely give up. But I remember that feeling of like, I can't do this. I cannot push one more time. I'm going to just die. This is the end for me. Like I'm dying. This is it. Like I remember that feeling. And when you think about that in business, it's the same kind of thing. And I remember having those feelings and having those moments of like, if I keep going, I'm going to die. Like this is not working. I can't, like I'm pushing and nothing's happening. And they're going, yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know, your coaches and your doctors are standing there going, yes, it is. Like, I can see it. It's right there. And you can't see it. Like, you can't see what's happening. It feels like nothing is happening. You're not holding a baby in your arms. And you're going, this is just torture. but you can get through, and you can get through the other side, and you can see those joyous smiles and that ridiculous joy and bliss. And then guess what? The next stage comes, and you come home from the hospital, and you have a whole new set of struggles and a whole new set of challenges. And then they go through potty training, which is a whole new set of challenges and a whole new set of struggles. And it's the same thing in your business and in your goals. And so you can either make the excuses, or you can make the results and change your perspective and make the shift into, how am I going to do this differently? And yes, you need to rest. Yes, you need to listen to doing focused efforts and diligence. Yes, you need to take time to recover and to heal. You need to take time for your body and your mind, your soul, and your spirit. You need to be getting enough sleep. You need to be nurturing your body with the things that it needs, nourishment-wise and food-wise. You need to be moving intentionally and breathing and making sure you're drinking water, and doing all of those different things, right? And sometimes it just feels like we're doing the things, and we're doing the things, and we're doing the things, and it feels so frustrating. And you're going, I'm just not seeing the results. I don't know. And is it even working? And my encouragement to you is, yes, it is working. Keep pushing. Keep going. Keep finding different ways to do it differently, even when life situations and things come up, because they're always going to continue to come up, but you can still see the results. I know this was a little bit all over the place. I really just wanted to come on here and encourage you and love on you and tell you that you can do this, that you can break through, that you can see. I hope this was a little bit of an encouragement to you today. If it was, leave a comment, give a little thumbs up, give a little like heart. And I will be seeing you guys really, really, really soon in both She Makes Club and lifeaboverubies.com. Enjoy the moments, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey there, I just wanted to take one more opportunity to thank you so very much personally for allowing me into your space, into your home, and giving me your time. I wish so bad that we could just be sitting down together with a cup of coffee and enjoying life together, whether it be with makeup or crafting or kids or whatever crazy stuff is going on. I hope, though, that this video will do for now and encourages you. I hope that it inspires you to go ahead and be a little bit more brave, be a little bit more bold, and be a little bit more beautiful, both inside and out, because you are. If this did, please go ahead and connect with me. Give me a thumbs up. Give me your comments, and if you would, subscribe so that you don't miss any future Above Rubies Studio videos. As always, you can come over and join the fun at AboveRubiesStudio.com, where you can connect a little bit deeper, check out past videos, and even do a little bit of shopping with us. Enjoy the moments.